everyone, it's Diane with Batik, and today we're going to talk about color, and most specifically the color blue that flows throughout our 115-inch wide Batik Cotton Collection. When I think about the color blue, I think about sky blue, ocean blue. We can think about a dusty denim-y blue, and some of the shades you'll see behind me here, or I have some here in my hand, but they range from, this is a dusty denim, but a really, really dusty shade of blue, all the way up to a very deep, rich, dark, kind of a midnight blue. And the fabrics that I'm going to show you today, and my goal is to really get close, is to show you the shades and also show you the difference between them as we transition from one color to another, so that you can get a better image of actual shades. Because I would have to honestly tell you that a day doesn't go by without a request for a swatch. And I love it because it means that we're trying to get really, really close to a shade of a quilt top that we're making, or a table runner, or trying to match something within our home decor. And it is really difficult sometimes, whether it be with lighting or whatever it is, to get a really good image to display accurately on a website, especially the darks and the lights, because there's always some form of exposure issue with taking a photograph. So my goal is to really show you, and it's worked in the past, where if I simply can lay out the fabrics nicely and have a good image or a good view from the window, we're getting some natural light in here, and so we'll show you exactly what each one of the fabrics look like and how they differ from one another. Because I'm going to show you also when we make our bags or handbags, and this is one of the by Annie bags, and I believe it is Take a Stand. Yes, Take a Stand. I made a sample using two different blues, and the accent or coordinating fabric shade on this particular bag is twilight blue. It's one of our deeper, darker blues, but yet has a dusty tone to it. And then the main portion of this bag is Violetta with a dusty denim. And so it has kind of a denim-y look to it. And these two coordinate extremely well. And that's why I picked these two fabrics, and they're both from our blue family. And so I think this little showing of all the blues that we have within our cotton collection will also get you thinking a little bit about the other fabric bases or substrates that we produce, which are the mainly for garments, but our batik linen, our batik cotton jersey knit, and also our batik rayon. And because what we have done in most cases is we will produce the same motif and color on a majority, almost all of them, not everything, of our other substrates as well, so that you can coordinate your projects. It's really fun to be able to, and I'm going to grab this one more time, but to have a handbag or a tote bag that you want to coordinate with, maybe it'll get too matchy, but with a garment or something that you're wearing, or just a whole theme of something in your home as well. So before we get off on a tangent or anything, I want to share with you our shades of blue in our 115-inch wide Batik Cotton Collection. Before I go into the colorways of each one of these colors, I want to show you the different range of shades that we kind of classify in our blue family. And hopefully you can really see the differences in the color intensity, and some have a little bit of green in them, some have some purple in them, but they're all within our blue family. Okay, let's start with the first one, and it's probably, except for the twilight blue down over at the other end, this is the lace leaf, and the color is majestic blue. And as you can see, it's really kind of a fully saturated deep blue. And if you're familiar with our deep wisteria, the background of the deep wisteria is a little bit darker than the majestic blue, and it seems like it has a little bit more of that, goes towards more of a, almost a dark black, but it's not black, it is blue. And then inside the motif is a little bit of lilac and various shades of lilac and periwinkle, I guess would be the shade I would look at there. And one of our newest fabrics is turbulent blue. So again, this is going to have that darker background to it with shades of turquoise and a berry. It's kind of like a burgundy berry shade running through the motif. And this is Phoenix Turbulent Blue. The next one, again, is that same Phoenix motif, but it has more of a dusty blue to it, and we call this sapphire. And you can see in here that it has hints of lilac again, but just a few shades of that kind of run through this of lilac, but mainly the sapphire blue, reading more, I would say, towards kind of a turquoisey shade with spots of charcoalish background, deep blue charcoal, because you can see the difference between this background and that on the deep wisteria. Reads more blue, and this more of a charcoal. Now we're going to jump into a grouping that are a combination of blue, a bright indigo blue, and turquoise and teal. And this is called Hand-Dyed Lake. This motif is Medora Flora. And now we're getting into more of a tealy, it's going towards the green shade. And this is Copen Blue. This actually still might be reading a little blue on the monitor when it is, if you see the difference between this blue and this is more of a, going towards more of a green shade, which coordinates amazingly well with this motif is Lady May, and the shade is Dusty Topaz. So the background of the motif is blue, which matches our Copen, and flows through into a dusty, it's almost like a silvery shade within the lightest portion of the motif. The next fabric is, again, the Phoenix motif, and this is the shade of Aegean Blue. And that has shades of green. Do you see the limey green running through it? And a dusty blue. All of these shades here go so well together. And I'll put up on the screen a picture of a quilted jacket that I made that uses the Lady May Dusty Topaz, and we coordinated it with the Copen Blue, and it's just gorgeous how the two tones work together. Now, I would say that a lighter version of the Aegean Blue is the Phoenix motif in the shade of Clifton Garden. This is one of your all's favorites, let me tell you. It is, and again, I did one of the By Annie bags in this, as well as a quilted jacket, and absolutely love it. And I coordinated it again with a hand-dyed Baltic, which is more of a green hand dye. It's a blue-green that flows through here. The next two shades in our blue family are really a light shade. They are Blue Atoll. And you see these colors here. They are Medora Flora is the motif, which has pastel shades running through it, our yellows and pinks, and a little bit of green in here. And the coordinating hand-dyed blue atoll as well. And the next three fabrics are the color Nautical Blue. And these, again, there are pastels. I'm going to move this aside for just a second, but this is the Medora Flora motif. And I think it's reading a little too dark on the camera here, but it is shades of bright yellow and orange and some pinks, not necessarily going to a red, but more of a pink or a strawberry in there, with a little bit of shades of mint, which makes it go really, really nicely with the blue atoll. And of course, a hand-dyed version of this as well, Nautical Blue. We recently brought into this collection the motif Violetta in the shade of Perry Rose. So what's different about the Perry Rose is that there is no yellow or orange in this particular motif at all. It has more of a minty green in it and kind of a sachet pink or a peachy coral. So this goes really, really well with our other two fabrics, the Violetta Mint, Soft Mint, I guess is the color name, and Coral Peach. The next blue is, actually it's the blue that was in the bag I showed you earlier, and it is our Twilight Blue. It's a darker blue, and I'm going to do something really quick here. I'm going to put this over next to our Deep Wisteria so that you can see the difference between, again, the Deep Wisteria is a darker blue background, and the Twilight Blue is dustier, and I guess the name Twilight, it's just a darker shade with the dusty blue running through the motif, kind of a lighter dusty blue, which gets us to the two fabrics that we have in the shade of Dusty Denim. And this is Violetta motif and the Medora Flora motif. And even with these, since the motif size is a little bit different between the two, this is tiny lines, and this has a larger motif with more space for the shade to come through. It'll read differently because of the size of the motif that's used on the wax resist process. But both of these go extremely well with the Twilight Blue. And then our lightest blue, or what I would consider blue, is the motif of Vine Dream Blue. I'm going to turn that over a little bit so you can see a little bit more of the vine. And again, this is a lighter, dustier shade. And I use this a lot for backgrounds when I'm putting together a quilt top or a table runner. And also it works great as a lining inside any of the Bayani bags or your tote bags that you're planning. So you can have an accent, a main portion of your bag, and then a lining for the outside or inside. Goodness. But again, I'm going to take this Dream Blue and I could take this over to the Sapphire, and that would be an amazing coordinate together as a dark fabric and a lighter fabric working together. So this is our family of blues within our 115 inch wide cotton collection. So I'm going to step back and show you this collection one more time. Wasn't that array of blues gorgeous? From the deep, deep, deep dark colors down to the kind of fun, bright Crayola blues into the dusty denims. I absolutely love that collection. And I did miss 3 fabrics that I want to share with you. And these are from our double border collection. They are still 115 inches wide. So this is, for example, one selvage edge. This is the color Copen Blue. And this is a selvage edge. And it has a border that is about, I think it's 10 to 11 inches from the selvage edge. So you can cut this off if you don't want the border, or you can use it into I'll share with you what we've done with these fabrics, but this runs along both selvages. This phoenix motif is throughout the entire middle, the remaining 95 inches of the 115 inch wide fabric. It's really a fun fabric to work with. So this is the Copen Blue. We also have Twilight Blue, which has to be my favorite color. And then we also have this available in the Dusty Denim. And I really love this border. It's just fun. And I'll try to pop up on the screen here what we've done with the double borders. We've put together duvet cover collection. And here's actually the pillow sham, so that you can kind of see how we used a portion of the fabric as the side of the pillow, and the rest of the pillow sham is just the center of the fabric. And the back is just this simple, I did not put a zipper in this one, but it's just a simple fold over opening to put your pillow in. So this matches the actual duvet cover that we have a project kit for, and I'll put a picture up here so that you can see what that looks like. But it's just a perfect way to use the border portion of the wide fabric to create your duvet. You make a beautiful mitered corner, and you can use the accents as well on a pillow. I'll show you also, we used, and it's not blue, but we used our double border to make a beautiful tablecloth. As in the early autumn is the colorway for that particular tablecloth, as well as I used our azalea, which is the red, for a tree skirt at holiday time. So there's so many things you can do with the double border. Oh, and a shower curtain. So our guest bedroom has the duvet cover, it has the pillow shams, and a matching shower curtain for the bathroom that's connected to the guest room. And it really is a beautiful look. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all the different shades of blue in one place. And I hope it helped you understand the differences between the deep wisteria, the turbulent blue, the nautical blue, the dusty denim, all the different shades available. And again, don't forget to send us an email or jump on our website, send us a chat note. If you would love a swatch sent, it is a great way to see both the quality of our fabrics as well as the colorway you just need to have for your project. So until next time, keep sewing, smiling, and sharing.